Hello and welcome everyone. I am Lady Calamere. This is going to be my 165th video. It will be on Radha. Before I go on, I just want to make an announcement. Uh, Loki is Loki Loffies and my cat is still having urinary problems. Right now there's nothing I can do about it. I have taken him to the vet again and again and again, and all they can do is give him pain meds, which they already did. So I have to let it run its course. It's crystals, not an infection. Uh, so keep them in your thoughts, prayers, and spells, please. Also, check out Witch in the Workings on YouTube. It's run by Manon. I think you'll like his content. He does something every week. And also, there's going to be a Friday the 13th movie done by Womp Stomp. It's by if you haven't checked out their channel, they got a lot of horror. They are doing one on Jason. It was Never Hike Alone. Now it's going to be Never Hike Alone Part 2 that's coming out. Check it out. Anyway, so let's go on to Radha. Radha, her name means Golden Girl. She's also called Radha Rani, which means Queen Radha. She is also called Radhika, which means Little Radha or Little Golden Girl. And she there's a lot of misconceptions about her, and she does have a whole bunch of hosts of names, and she's called Jagad Janani, which means mother of the whole universe. Would you stop? What you doing, little boy? So anyways, I got Joker on my lap. So anyways, yes, that's his name, the Joker. So Radha was born around the same time as Krishna. She's not the same age, but as Krishna was born 12 midnight, she was born 12 in the afternoon. Krishna fell in love with her when he was 8 years old, and they had what is a teenage romance with each other. So I'm going to be going through some of the different beliefs and different scriptures about her. And Radha's mother was Kirtida, Kirtida, and her father was Vrishvanu, Vrishbanu, and uh, he was like a Yadava ruler, but she was also a Gopi, basically cowgirl, where they raised cows, they milked them, and made butter and ghee and milk, and had milk and sold them, and sold these products. Radha's diet should never be any meat. It's always vegetarian. It's not vegan. I mean, you can give her vegan, but because she consumes things of cream and milk and ghee and butter, and ghee is clarified butter. Oh my God, Joker, you're all making everything so uncomfortable. You're digging into me. Now, Radha, okay, now, not all, most scriptures will say, and most people who worship will say, she was married. She was married to a man named Ayana. Ayana. She is also called Ayan. And he Oh my God, Joker. She was not, when she fell in love with Krishna, she was not amused with her husband. She wasn't happy with him. Now, Ayana's was his known locally as Ayana, but his whole name was Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu. Please bear with me. I do not use script or notes, so I have to rely on my memory. So I described this in my last presentation, which actually was on Krishna, about how she was mad and how she's basically was not happy being with her husband, that basically, as she says it, she would love to throw ashes at all laws, be it made by the gods or humans, and that she wished she was born alone with no companion, and she felt that the laws of man were vile, that they failed her and made her miserable in love, and that she is left with basically a fool, a dumbskull. Basically, she referred to him as a dumbass, a moron. So she said that her fate was wretched, and that she would love, love, love to set fire to the whole house and just run away. Just set fire to her whole home. Just think about that, husband and all, and just run away. But she didn't do that. So she even says about her love for Krishna, about how she would just love to just cast away all caste and ethics, and as her heart is always focused on her love Krishna night and day and night, dusk and dawn, and rain and shine, her heart was with him, and that love adheres wholly to its own laws. So Radha is in love with Krishna, and she has like a romantic fling with him. And I'm going to be going into different beliefs about what Radha was to Krishna, depending on the traditions. Now, let me just explain some of the misconceptions about Radha. And some of the feminist people I talk to, they don't like Radha because they say, oh, she's a walking mat. She is subservient, and that she has no power of her own but for Krishna. Let me dispel this right now. Right now. If you look at the sages, they will tell you who is subservient, Radha or Krishna. Krishna plays second fiddle to Radha. Let me tell you the importance of Radha. Let me tell you that in order to make Krishna happy, give to Radha. In order to come to Krishna, you go to Radha. Sort of like the Christian prayer, no one goes to the Father but before me. That you have to go through Christ first to get to the Father, because Christ is so important. That Radha is so important. And that even when Krishna takes his rightful place in Dwarka, the kingdom that he reclaims, he marries Rukmini. She now has she's married to Krishna, She's royalty. Yet, Radha, who is more potent in power? Who is more important, and who takes second fiddle? Rukmini or Radha? Rukmini takes second fiddle to Radha. Radha, and even in the Leelas, Radha is considered more important. Some people will dispute this when they show pictures of Radha copulating with Krishna. And you can find pictures, and Radha will always be on top. Not Krishna, Radha. That Radha is, even by some, queen of the universe. She's not just a queen in name, where she's just, married to a king, that type of queen where, you wear a crown. Now, be a good girl, sit down, shut up, and let me do the talking. No. She's a queen of great power. And people, okay, so if you, before I go on, before you correct me, most people in agreement that Krishna and Radha were never married. That's why they never could get married, because she was married to a Yana. She already had a husband. But if they were married, people would say, wait, but back then, during Hindu laws, weren't, and even some places today in India, aren't men the superior and that women are subordinate? Shouldn't she, as a wife or consort, take subordination? We're not talking about man's goofy laws or ridiculous laws. We're talking about the divine laws. She takes a superior position. I sound like a feminist here, that an anti-man feminist here. I'm not. When I say goofy laws, I hate it when women have absolutely no power, no voice, they're not allowed to have an opinion. They're just basically slaves in a relationship. Sorry, but I don't play that shit. So Radha is madly in love with Krishna, but when Krishna has to leave Vrindavan and go back to Dwarka, when he has to take care of Kansa, when he has to help the Pandavas, he says, why is it everything I see of Radha? That there is no thing, no place, and no time that is not Radha. Radha, even among the gopis who love Krishna and love to play with Krishna, dance with Krishna, and make love to Krishna. And Krishna was a rock star. Well, Radha was like their Rani. They would say, if you don't see him today, hopefully you'll see him tomorrow. They would dress her up. They would, do her makeup, even do her hair. And they would be happy for her when she's with her love, Krishna. Radha was like this lovesick girl. Krishna was always in her heart, and even in some of the prayers, and people say, as one sage put it, just seeking to meditate for a moment upon Krishna, that the sage gets rid of everything from his mind, all the objects of sense and all thoughts, except for Krishna. That the yogi yearns just to have an itty bitty moment flash of Krishna in his heart and look at this Radha. This foolish girl strives to banish him from hers. What do they mean by that? Well, when Radha constantly thinks of Krishna, she's heartbroken when he's not there. But when he's there, she kind of he sits with her, throws her head and goes, and turns away from him. It's sort of like this love play with her jealousy, where they have friendship. They grow up together. They argue. They fight. They make up, and they have a real relationship, a real devoted relationship. And I say sometimes you, when you have a relationship with your divine, sometimes you need to get mad at them. Sometimes it's you ever yell at your deities like, why Diana, why do you do this? Or Isis, why do you ignore me? Or boss, what the hell? What the fuck? I mean, that's another thing of bhakti devotion. Sometimes you need to get angry. Sometimes you need to yell Krishna Krishna, or Radha Radha, why is this happening? I'm so angry. Sometimes you need to cry to them. Sometimes you need to be angry. Sometimes you go, you know what? I can't do it right now, I'm just angry. But that's part of being real with someone. Sometimes you get angry at your other half, or sometimes you get angry at your cat. You're like, get down from the table for the umpteenth time. It doesn't mean you love them any less. You're having a real relationship. Some people may, oh, that's sacrilege. It is sacrilege, I guess, if you're having a slave-master relationship. Oh, yes, master. Oh, no, I didn't mean that, master. Like, you have to be real. And that's up to you. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to worship your deities. I'm not going to do that. But part of bhakti devotion is singing and dancing and loving deity. And as Sri Ramakrishna said, if you can't, like he was talking to Sri Ramakrishna Math, he was a Kali intoxicated saint. Read up on him in the Gospel Sri Ramakrishna. One lady came to him, she said, I can't, love Krishna. I can't love God. And he said, who do you love? I'm my nephew. Well, then see your nephew as Krishna and love him as love God. So what does that mean? Here's the thing about Radha Krishna. Is to see Krishna and Radha in everything. In leaves, in trees, in acorns. Love something or someone as Radha Krishna. Maybe if you can't have love for a deity, maybe see that deity in your cat. I've named cats after gods. I have Loki. I've named I named, how many cats did I name? Kali? 2 of them, I believe. I named a cat Queen Isis. Okay? I've named 2 rescues as Kali. I named the rescue, I tried to rescue her, Queen Isis. I named a cat Gabrielle. I named a cat, Lady Boss. Someone asked me, but don't you think calling a cat Kali is sacrilegious? Well, Kali lives in everything, doesn't she? Isn't Kali in everything? How can it be sacrilegious when people call their kids Kali, name their kids Durga, or name their kids Lakshmi? When I say this, babies are innocent, but some of them grow up when they become human, when they become not. Adults become douchebags, destroy the earth, punish people for no reason, and torture animals, and their name may be Lakshmi. What the hell is that shit? So anyways, off my tangent, some people say that Radha is we'll say that she is an incarnation of Lakshmi. that she is Lakshmi that comes on earth. Others say she is beyond all the deities, that she is the queen of the universe, the queen of queens, ultimate reflections. Others say that Radha and Krishna are as if one, but in different bodies. Radha is a goddess that deals with love, devotion, romance. But she also deals with true love, divine love. I would love to show you the tarot boxes, not tarot, the card boxes for the cards I have here. And as soon as I can, I will give credit where credit is due. But I got a cat in my lap. I can't do anything. I just got a cat in my lap. So Radha, there is some stories about how she died, and if like some story people just put up on the internet whatever they want to put up on the internet. But look at the stories is that after Krishna leaves her, when he marries Rukmini and the other Satyambaya, she eventually comes to his city, the Dwarka. No one knows who she is, but Krishna does. And after her, all her duties are done, probably her husband dies, Ayana, and that she is released from all her duties. Or I don't know what happens, because I know she, even though she didn't perform sati, and she comes to Krishna's palace, but she just doesn't feel the same romance, the same spiritual connection for him. So even after she leaves and he follows her, and they have a talk outside. And she said she's going to find a way to spiritually connect with Krishna. But she dies, and she leaves her body. And she dies in Krishna's arms. I know, ultimate romance. He takes the flute and puts and gets, basically gives it to Radha. And he never plays another musical instrument again, ever, after that. So he lives longer than Radha. Krishna lives for 125 years. But Radha is able, even after Krishna leaves her, like I said, he goes to Dwarka, she finds a way to always be spiritually connected to Krishna. Where she and the gopis have more of a real relationship with Krishna, even though he's not there, but they keep him in their hearts. But he's not there physically in physical body, but he's there in their hearts, in their mind, in their soul. And that everything they see and encounter is Krishna. The trees are Krishna. The leaves are Krishna. Look at these flowers, Krishna. It's all Krishna. The cows are Krishna. They hug the cows and say Krishna, Krishna. And the milk that they milk from the cows, they go to door and say, bye Gopala, bye Krishna. They don't, the milk is Krishna, it's Krishna. The butter is Krishna. The ghee is Krishna. So, yeah, And a sage was sent to them, a yogi, and he talks to them like they're little children. And we know that you love Krishna, and Krishna loves you all. But this is how you have to meditate. You have to meditate. You have to sit in a certain position and see Krishna in your heart. And they pretty much laugh at the sage. Maybe you need to do that. But we already have Krishna in our heart. We don't need to do these silly things that you're doing. We already, and I'm not saying yoga silly. This is what they said. We don't need to do this. We already love everything as Krishna, because we know Krishna is part of everything. We are not separated from God. God, Krishna lives in us. He's part of us. He's there. Every waking minute, every breath we take, we're taking in the breath of Krishna. Every drop of water we drink of Krishna. And they said something like this to the yogi, and people thought these girls were mad, that they went crazy. But they didn't. This is bhakti. This is devotion. And Krishna even says this to Radha, that as you are, so am I. That there is no difference between you and me. So, and he talks about how as whiteness is part of milk, as the fire is hot, oh my fair lady, my fair Radha, as the scent of the earth, so do I am part of you always. That I'm part of you always. Now, let me also say this about Radha. Radha does not fully appear or develop. Not fully. She's there in passing in the scriptures. You just got to look for it. Radha does not fully develop as a figure into, late in the Hindu traditions, the Sanatana Dharma, which is called the eternal truth. Hindu was an outsider name, but which they took the name Hindu. But she did not develop into the Middle Ages, India's Middle Age, prior to Jayadeva's Gita Govinda, which 12th century, Jayadeva's Gita Govinda. Okay? Others she's just mentioned here and there, and only a few brief references. Now, the Padma, the Brahma, Vaivarta, and what I want to say, the Devi Bhagavata Puranas describe her, and does describe her relationship in detail, quite detailed, but they're considered light. Radha did exist. She did exist before that. Now, the different scripture sees her as different ways. I am going to say this, though. There's still debate on this, but it's usually just the orthodox position of Radha has won. The orthodox position is that Radha was already married to Ayana, and she was having an illicit affair with Krishna, an adulterous affair. And quite frankly, to the Bengal Vaishnavas, in Bangladesh. They found this quite embarrassing, an adulterous affair. Really? That's a sin. They weren't like, they didn't really want to have this. So this was embarrassing to them. So they tried to say, no, she was married. Oh, it wasn't such a big affair. They went off and it was just between them and a few others, and they had a quiet ritual, and that her relationship, hey, baby, her relationship was of a married woman, that Radha was a Svakiya relationship, which means married. But this pretty much came to a head. This debate came to a head in formal debate in 1717, the year 1717 CE, where the proponents of the Parakiya position, which an adulterous affair, were declared the winners. But some people will say her relationship was not sexual with Krishna. They will say it was just devotional, true love. And they will declare, or she was married. But the winners were that she was having a Parakiya position. And yes, she was having sex. And yes, Krishna was having sex with the gopis. And a lot of these gopis were married. And they were having an adulterous affair with Krishna. And he even says, you know, they kept saying, we want to be with you, Krishna, we want to be with you. Okay, then prove your love. When you hear the flute, no matter what you're doing, whether you're, you know, tending to your husbands, you're feeding your children, or you're cooking dinner, no matter what you're doing, when you hear that flute, come running. And when one August full moon, he was playing his flute, and all the gopis came running. Some of them were half dressed, their clothes were falling off them. They put down the babies they were feeding. They were tending to their husbands. They went running, and they were cooking the food. They didn't care. They went running. And they were dancing with Krishna. Krishna would multiply himself so that every gopi would have a Krishna in their arms. But Radha was considered like their queen, their rock star mother. And Radha's love was pure and devotional. Now, however, don't shoot the messenger, because that's what I am, and I am a teacher. And if I don't teach you different versions, I wouldn't be good at what I do, right? I'm a priestess. Okay? So in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, she's pretty much, her love is selfish. She gets very selfish and vindictive, and she's like the insecure consort, where Radha nags Krishna. And in fact, that she becomes very jealous and this is just in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, where she becomes so jealous of Krishna that she caused this lady, Viraja, Vira, let me see, should have wrote this down. I don't like notes. Fuck notes. Viraja, yeah, Viraja is so scared of Radha, of what she would do to her, and curses that she may put on her, that Viraja commits suicide than deal with Radha's wrath. Now, Radha has she can become Kali so bam, and she could become like the jealous. Where in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, it seems like Radha loses her innocence, and that she uses her charming way, losing her charming ways, where she becomes wrathful, like Hera is to Zeus. I should say Zeus, because Zeus is pronounced Zeus and Hera is pronounced Era. But I wanted to say Hera Zeus, which is pronounced Era Zeus, where Hera becomes very jealous of Zeus. So it becomes the jealous where she becomes furious. But a lot of Krishna devotional movements has rejected this painting, this picture, this portrait of Radha being a vindictive, selfish, nagging, and that Krishna is all hers and no one else's. They rejected this. They rejected this movement where Radha was his wife, and that she was Svakiya, and this that they rejected, that Radha is love. That yes, it does break her heart when Krishna's away from her, and yes, sometimes does Krishna love me? And she starts doing her jealous. She does get a little jealous. Whatever, you don't love me, and turns her head away, and she's, I want to see you. But when she's away from him, she cries. And it's like Krishna's like, oh, come on, I love you, you know that. But they like to see her like that, or playful, or have a real relationship, but not as they see her in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana. But I had to bring that up. Because if you start looking up and say, hey, she didn't bring that up. But, yeah. Radha, why would the Queen of the Universe, or Lakshmi, come down and be married to another man? Why not marry with Krishna? Well, there's several things, okay? First of all, some say, we'll say this, and in the previous life, Ayana was a sage, and Ayana prayed to Vishnu, and after doing so many prayers and obeisances and austerities, he called Vishnu. Vishnu answered, I would like to be in the next life be married to Lakshmi. And Vishnu's like, no, that's my wife. You can't have, no. So he prays again, the second time. And Vishnu comes. Vishnu, I'd like to be a husband to Lakshmi in the next life. Vishnu was like, no deal, no dice. Then the third time, he prayed to Vishnu. And Vishnu said, okay, I will grant it. However, this is how it's going to go. Yeah, you're not going to totally enjoy your husband duties. And that Radha will be going after another. Which was him. Because Vishnu is an avatar of Krishna. I'm sorry, Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu. And some people see that, or others believe that Krishna is the supreme God on earth. However, so the wish was granted. Ayana becomes the husband to Radha, who is Lakshmi in the flesh. And them the rules. So, okay, so finally, Joker, I can't reach the card because of you. Yep. Here we go. So, this card, Radha Govinda. And that's another name of Krishna. Govinda, Gopal, Krishna. So there's a whole bunch of other names to him. This comes from the meditation kit. Very beautiful card. And it says, I meditate on Sri Sri Radha Govinda, seated on an effulgent throne in a temple of jewels, underneath a desire tree in Vrindavan, and served by their most confidential associates. I meditate on Sri Sri Radha. Not just Sri Radha, but Sri Sri Radha. That's really important. That she sits on an effulgent throne. Radha Rani, the queen. Here is Sri Radha. This is Supreme Goddess, it says underneath. See? This comes from this deck. Gods and Goddesses. Mantras, Blessings, and Meditations. There's 52 cards. And it comes from Mandala Publishing. You can find both on Amazon. Let's read this. O golden skin Radha, Queen of Vrindavan, daughter of Vishramavanu, and beloved of Krishna, I offer salutations to you. Blessings, faith in the power of love. So that's what she gives you. Ability to win the heart of one's beloved. So of your beloved, to win their heart. Increased devotion and attainment of divine love. Liberation from the pains of thwarted love. So when you have heartbreak that someone left you, or maybe you're breaking up, or you're having a divorce, or so maybe your other half died, she can help you with that pain. Radha can help. Radha helps the pain of a broken heart. Radha helps with the suffering of an ended relationship. And when Radha, when they all sing about, you hear the singing of people singing Krishna when Radha's there. You notice how they don't say Krishna Radha, they go Radha Krishna. Always Radha first. Because Radha with Krishna is in the supreme position. Well, AC statues, how come she's smaller? Or how come she's this, how come she's that? Or why is she sometimes... Why is this, why is that? Well, I'm just going to say that the way I can tell you is that Radha is Krishna's Shakti. Just like Kali is Shiva's Shakti. That Shiva is Shva without her. That I is his Shakti. That Shva means unanimated body, a corpse, a dead thing, a battery with no juice. Useless. What are you going to do with a battery that has no power in it? That Kali is his Shakti. But Radha feels incomplete without Krishna. However, she is the power behind Krishna. You know, in the Divya Dham, it was explained to me by what's his name? His name was Govinda. He was a brahmachari. Also explained to me by Swami Hari Prasad. Why are there sometimes the goddess is right behind the god? Because she is the power behind the god. Let's look at it this way. What's more important? The soul or the body? The soul or the body? Especially if you believe in reincarnation. The soul or the body? Your spirit or your body? What's more important? Think about it. A car without a driver goes nowhere unless it's being pulled by a tow truck, but guess who's behind the driver? Now we have, wait a minute, we have self-driving cars. But who built the cars? Now you want the self-driving cars. Who built the cars? Who programmed the cars? The car didn't program itself. The car didn't build itself. I mean, we are, even if we have machines building cars, we are behind it all. But let's get rid of the self-driving cars for a second. Let's say they don't exist. Who drives the car? Who's behind all of the things we create? Us. You take us out of the picture, well, nothing's created. No more things. You take the soul out of the body, and if you believe the soul and the spirit, what happens? So the soul is important, but the soul will need a body to incarnate. Be it it's the body of a cat, a dog, an alien from another galaxy or another dimension. So, yeah. A battery without any power behind it is useless. An air conditioner without Freon, it's not an air conditioner. Your lights without electricity, unless it's battery operated, but without any electricity. No refrigerator, your refrigerator is useless. No, if you have an electric oven, well, that's useless too now. Your microwave, well, that's useless too without electricity. So just think about that. It's just a thing taking up space. You know, unless you decide to use the refrigerator as a storage. I have a microwave that no longer works, and I just put things in it. I was like, oh, what is nice? Now it's a storage cabinet. So I have a microwave that works and one that's a storage cabinet. Anyways, a little bit more about Radha. What to give Radha? Well, like I said, vegetarian, milk. Oh, Radha loves butter and ghee. She also loves vegetables, fruits, cooked, uncooked. You can give her apples, oranges, pineapples, sweets and candies. From Hershey bars to Godiva, to a box of Godiva. From a bag, I've seen, people leave on by her altar, like especially by Kali in the Divya Dham in New York. When I used to live there, they used to have people used to just give bags of mixed nuts and leave it by the statue. But they also leave it. People want to give Radha like mixed nuts and peanuts, cashews and raisins and all these things, but do not give her milk, chicken or fish or pork. Don't give her blood. Don't give her blood offerings. You can give her coconut milk. If you're a vegan and you don't like using milk, but the best candle some people just light a regular candle, but ghee candles are a good idea. But if you're vegan and you're really, really against using anything from an animal, that's cool. That's cool too. You can give her coconut milk. You can give her hemp milk. You can give her oat milk. You can give her candy and chocolate not made from any animal products. That's fine too. If she loves She loves Indian desserts made with or without milk and creams. But she'd also be cool with an apple pie from Walmart. You can even make her stuff. You can make her banana bread. Make her a lemon meringue pie. Give her French desserts. Why not? Give her fancy stuff. Give her non-fancy stuff. Give her Hershey Kisses. She'll accept that. The mala to use. Definitely a good mala to use, and especially with Krishna, is basil. Basil wood. Or made from basil. And this says if you want to get on the good side of Krishna, get on the good side of Radha. You don't disrespect Radha. She is not a pushover. Yes, her identity is with Krishna, and she's everywhere. When she's seen, she's with Krishna. Sometimes you'll see Krishna by himself. But I mean, that her identity is that with a male deity. That is true right there for some part of it. That we see that Radha, just like Sita, is understood to be in relation to the male deity. However, Sita is married to Brahma. But like I say, some people believe that she has a relationship of parakriya, meaning she's having an adulterous relationship with Krishna. So since they were not married legally, Krishna owes her nothing, and Radha owes Krishna nothing. They are consorts. And although Radha is married to another, Ayana, she is attracted to Krishna. The relationship between Radha and Krishna breaks all social caste norms, social norms, and all these laws, and it puts him in the divine. She steps outside the realm of regular dharma to pursue love, but divine law. Like I said, divine law. But in contrast, we see that Sita, who is the model wifely devotion and loyalty, where Radha invests, or she gives her whole being in an adulterous affair with Krishna. Right? So there is also a story where the wives of Krishna meet Radha, and they all agree that Radha is the most beautiful of them all. And I hear stories where I talked about Rukmini and Radha, who is superior. That even though Rukmini is a legal wife of Krishna, that Radha still holds superior position. So Radha and Krishna represents devotion, love, true love, not just married love where marriage was arranged, and whether you love them or not, you have an arrangement. This is beyond that. This is true, passionate love. So if you, as Calitro puts it in her book Invoke the Goddess, that the tarot cards that you can relate to Radha is the Lovers, the Hangman, and the Fool. But I would like to say that Radha also holds the position of priestess. If you look at her as a goddess of the universe and as a one who teaches about Krishna, and one who knows more than the sages when they came to the gopis and told them, hey, you need to quiet down. We hear that you need to learn yogi. You need to, this is how you contact God. No, 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 no. We already have Krishna. Everything is Krishna. So we see the role of priestess there. Now some will even say, since she is the Divine Mother, you can put her in the role of Empress. But like I said, she is fully developed now in the Jayadevas, Jayadeva, one word, in the Gita Govinda. Gosh, I've been talking 56 minutes. So what else do I want to talk about? I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of the name. Radha Jayanti is just trying to think. Maybe I shouldn't even brought it up because I can't remember shit. Trying to think of the name. The sacred day to Radha, I think it's called Radha Jayanti, and Radha Ashtami should be, I believe, September 23rd. Yes, September 23rd. And this is a day where this year it's going to fall on September 23rd, and this is a day where Radha Jayanti, Radha Ashtami, or Radha Stami is on September 23rd this year. It changes because of lunar calendar, not a solar calendar. Radha is considered very beautiful. She's never seen in her older state. She's always seen as this bright, beautiful woman. And you see how she's here with Krishna. She's seen in her maiden aspect. A young girl, young, beautiful teenage girl. A young woman. But maiden nonetheless. And she's a light maiden. She's beautiful. We have the dark maiden, the light maiden, the dark mother, the light mother, the dark crone, the light crone. We have the goddess in her warrior aspect. Here we see the goddess in her love and devotional aspect, but also that of maiden too. So her maidenly young aspect. Sometimes we see stories of her crying, see stories of her upset, or well, we see stories of her, and it all deals with Krishna. I've heard of stories where she becomes like a Kali like goddess if she has to protect Krishna. But that's not really talked about because it's not something very major, it's more minor. If it's actually believed where she becomes like a Kali like deity to protect. Radha is the quality of love, the quality of acceptance. And also, if there's another place where Krishna says to Radha, "You are my life," that he is not alive, that I am not alive without you. I am dead without you. You are my life. That's how Krishna sees Radha. I hear my cat crying. So, I just want to start summing this up because my shadow is just being a little bratty brat. My cats are brats. So, Radha, what else do I want to talk about? I was thinking about her colors of what you can associate with her. Radha does love flowers, and some of her flowers would be that like jasmine, night blooming jasmines are great for her. Of course, your lotus and hibiscus. So, like I said, Radha means golden girl, and Radhika means little golden girl. Radha Rani means queen. Rani means queen. Radha. Rani means queen, sorry. So, Radha also likes, like I said, night blooming jasmines, other exotic flowers that can be associated to her. Radha can help you with longing to see the divine in all things. She's a goddess of romance and passion and love, and she's for longing. She deals with true love, not. She deals with true love and romance, and she can help you with that date that you're going on. She can help you rekindle a dying love affair or experiencing your own sensuality. And like I said, she can help you during a breakup or maybe finding someone new. Someone that's better for you or that's right for you. What is it, Shadow? Didn't you just eat like an hour or two, like an hour and a half ago? And don't you have a bowl of food laying there? Oh, you want a different flavor, I see. So I'm just petting him right now to keep him quiet. So her colors, as you see that she's wearing red here, and now Shadow, the other statue, has red. Her other colors are gold. I mean, her name is Golden Girl, so like a rosy red and gold colors. Her consort, of course, is Krishna. So, anyways, I think I've talked a lot on Radha. So, I want to thank you for watching this. And as payment to me, I don't have a Patreon account. Please do spells, prayers, and rituals for my cat Loki Laufeyson. Loki, next word, Laufeyson. That's his whole name. Or just Loki. But that's not my last name. That's just the surname of Loki. Remember, I told you my last presentation, he takes on his mother's name instead of, his father's name, Farbati. So Loki Laufeyson, please help him. I'm doing my part of taking him to vets. He's been given medicine. All I can do now. I mean, he's playing. He's now jumping on my bookcases and jumping off my bookcases right onto me. Running around having fun, but he still has crystal in his urine. Sometimes I can still see, it's not nearly as bad as it was. But please, 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 as payment to me, do spells, healing spells for Loki, and do healing spells for Shadow, because Shadow is getting up there in age. He'll be 19 in July, 19 years old. Can you believe that? I want to keep him around for at least a few more years. So please do that. Do some money spells for me. Wish me good money, and because I've spent over $1,000 in medical bills in 1 month on Loki. And that's also on buying his prescription food. I'm not charging for these videos. I'm not asking you for 1 penny. Not 1 penny. Okay, I'm not going to open a Patreon account where, I'm going to get you if you give me a certain amount of money, you're going to get these videos. No, I'm not doing it. These videos are free. Okay? But please, please, please do these spells for me. Please. Spells, candles. Hey, send spirits, entities to help protect Loki. And if anyone's sending bad things to me to remove this, I can remove spells. But sometimes when people hit me, they end up bouncing off me and hitting something like my cat. But I just think he's just sick, and hey, put protection spells around me, put, good mojo. I'll accept it all the good stuff. Also, what's payment to me is give me those likes if you like my video. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you really like this video, please subscribe, because that's another currency for me. Again, these I'm not getting any money from YouTube. I'm not making 1 red cent. Not 1 red cent from these videos. Okay? I don't even have enough subscribers to make money, so. But do subscribe. I do these videos for free. Your payment is to listen to me yak, yak, yak. And deal with me with no scripts or notes. Check out Witch in the Workings on YouTube. Also check out Womp Stomp channel. And check out their new movie that's coming out. They have a trailer already. And they have a guy that played Jace, that was in the Friday the 13th franchise. They have him in it. Check it out. You'll see who it is. I don't want to spoil it. any more than I did. But it's pretty good, the trailer. Oh my god. If you're into horror movies like me. Oh, by the way, I bought a ticket to see Morbid Angel coming up next month. I'm gonna see Morbid Angel with Crypta and Revocation. Revocation, yeah. I'm a metalhead too. So anyways, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Share this video with your friends and family. Put it on Facebook and other Facebook and other social media handles, whether it's MeWe or whatever. You know, share my videos. Be good to animals. Love your animals. You know, don't be bad to animals. You know, Krishna and Radha promoted kindness to animals. So I'm promoting kindness too. Just like Krishna and Radha, be good to animals. Love animals. And I'm not telling you to go vegan or vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian, okay? So, I had turkey tonight. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. And as always, blessed be.